When your work is your pleasure and your work is and you have fun at it, that's my recreation in a way.
I'm the one you can't buy a thing chicken head that way. I'm the one.
Lonn McCurdy is one of the hardest working auctioneers in the business. Lonn was raised in Hutchinson, Kansas, and moved to Wichita in 1968.
I'm one of these guys that knew what he wanted to do as a very young person. In fact, my father was an automobile auctioneer.
Being an auctioneer definitely ran in his blood.
I started selling when I was 14 years old, and I cried sales all through high school and college.
But he didn't start auctioneering full-time until 1982. That's when he turned what he loved to do into a full-time job. Lonn says he's always felt opening an auctioneering company was a great way to help people.
You know, we have a very, very fortunate. When people come to us, they have a problem. And we're problem solvers. And it is so much fun to solve problems for people. There is a lot of misconception in the auction business. It's, it's really one of the most fair way to transact business. And people for years associated auction with distress. And really, it's changing.
Over the years, McCurdy Auction Service has grown into a full-service auction firm.
Now we do between 300 and 400 auctions a year.
But that's not all. They also have a marketing department, a closing department, and a graphic art design department.
When you see our auction brochures, we slang call them auction sale bills. When you see those out in the public and around, we do all of those in-house.
Lonn's business is definitely a family affair.
Well, we're very lucky. You know, that's one thing about the auction business. A lot of auction companies are a family-oriented company.
McCurdy Auction and Realty.
Like Lonn, his daughter Megan followed him into the business as well. And it definitely runs in her blood, too.
Actually, there's competition for auctioneers. And Megan is, she's our competitor. We don't have a women's contest at the state fair in Kansas, just a men's contest. Well, Megan entered the men's contest with 5 months in the business and took 3rd place.
I actually had no expectation of it. I went into it just thinking it'd be fun, just thinking it was something to do for a good time and, you know, just get experience, get my feet wet. I didn't think I'd have any sort of success being this new in the business, but I've had it in my ear all my life, so I think that's probably where it came from.
What's it like to go in a competition against men?
Oh, it's bittersweet. It's a little scary because I know that they're good and I know that they've been selling for a long time, and we sound very different. I have a different chant and I have a different sound than they do, but it's fun to go in, and especially when I won the rookie contest, it was fun to beat all men. And that sounds really bad, but it's challenging, but it's a good challenge.
Last year, Megan competed at the national level.
And there were people there from all over the world, South Africa, Canada, United States, of course. There was somebody from New Zealand, and a lot of really great auctioneers. And Megan, she competed, and she came within 2 points of being one of the top 7 finalists. The lady that won it last year had been competing for over 10 years, and that's how difficult this contest is.
Megan isn't the only member of the family who works here. Lonn's son Braden runs the marketing department.
He's won over 17 marketing awards, national first place marketing awards in the last 3 years.
One of the ways Braden markets the company is through this website.
Our job is to eliminate all of the uncertainty for potential buyers when they walk into auctions. And so we do that by providing them with as much information about the properties in advance of the sale. And so what that does is it makes them an educated buyer, and it makes them a buyer that's excited, and the only unknown walking into the auction is what the final price is going to be, and that's the fun part.
Lonn's children aren't the only ones taking home awards, though. Lonn has won his share as well. In 2007, he received one of the state's highest honors.
The top of the tower for me is being inducted into the Kansas Auctioneers Hall of Fame. That was very, very rewarding.
A lot of Lonn's employees have been with him 10, 15, and even 20 years or more. Rick Brock has been with McCurdy Auction House for almost 25 years.
Treat Rick just like he was family. He's been a serious asset to our company, and he and the kids will continue on with the company after I get to go to the lake.
Why? Why would you want to work here this long?
Well, the auction business is a very exciting business. If you stop and think about it, it is truly one of the last bastions of free enterprise in our country, and we feel like it's free enterprise at its best.
McCurdy Auction Service is extremely busy with day-to-day business, but no matter how busy they are, Lonn makes sure they still make time to give back to the community.
We feel like, and we felt like from day one, that was a little responsibility. You know, we've been very fortunate. Perhaps we've been blessed with a little bit of a talent. We have healthy children. We've enjoyed a measure of success, and that's kind of a way to pay back. And I know that sounds funny, but we really do take a lot of pride in it. And
well, they should. Since they've been crying charity auctions, they've raised over $10 million for these causes.
Everything from the big ones like Jubilee, all the way down to we might even work for a small cake supper at a Boy Scout or Girl Scout troop.
And they're very entertaining when they do it, too.
Straight up 7 o'clock, just say yes. Straight up 7 o'clock and time to go to work, guys. I'll tell you what, if it looks like we're running just 2 or 3 minutes late, please don't blame me, blame her. We're running off her watch.
To raise that kind of money, they've made a lot of sacrifices.
We give up a lot of Friday and Saturday and Sundays, and we usually carry crew with us. We have 1 or 2 auctioneers or bid assistants with us.
Which means most of the employees are working 7 days a week.
You learn early on that Saturdays are work. They're not play. There's not Saturday cartoons. They're get up and load the motor home and go to an auction and help run sheets or cashier or clerk or whatever you're needed to do.
They're so committed to helping the community that Megan got her certification to do benefit auctions, and they eventually plan to open up a benefit auction division.
Quarter, I'm at 225.
Being as successful as Lonn has means he's made a lot of sacrifices. It's not just weekends he's given up.
And then a lot of our auctions are in the evenings too. We work a lot. It's almost like having 2 jobs. We're here at the office in the morning and work all day administrative and booking, etc. And then in the evenings we cry the auctions, and on Saturday we conduct the auctions.
It's probably a good thing it's a family business. Otherwise they'd probably never see each other.
Our kids kind of grew up, we jokingly call them auction brats, but you know, when you're with your family and you're working, it's not the same as being away from your home.
I don't know how you do it. Where do you find the energy to do that?
You know, I don't know either. I crash, you know, and as I get older, that divan looks better all the time.
I'm at 225.
One of the fun things in my life is I can tell you truthfully, I never know what I'll be doing 1 hour from now. I have no idea. I could be looking at a piece of property, I could be looking at a doll auction, we could be looking at antiques, a gun auction, cars.
Which means he's constantly studying and learning about everything.
It isn't that we know so much, it's that you have to know the people that do know.
Since he's the auctioneer, Lonn gets to bid on some really interesting things himself.
These are all collectibles. And it says MGM, so that is that's the MGM lion.
I like to collect things that people don't know what they are.
What is the weirdest thing you've had to sell?
I'll tell you some things off camera.
My favorite thing to auction off. Something I know what it is.
$1,000 ditch, or $300,000 to give, 300. Guys, what do you want to get for it?
You could gain a talent, because you are extremely talented, you know, especially in your career. If you could gain a talent that you do not have right now, what would you like to be able to do?
Well, I tried scuba diving, and I didn't like that very much. I didn't care for the scuba diving. I don't know. I've been very fortunate to been able to do most of the things in life that I wanted to do. Sarah, it probably sounds a little funny, but I've been very, very blessed and very, very fortunate, and I can't think of a lot seriously that I'd like to lose a little weight. Does that count?